So Jake Paul might have just made the biggest mistake in his career so far. That's up there with scamming his audience and still talking to his brother.
I think I'm better than you. And I think Nate chose you for a reason. And I think everyone knows that. What do you mean?
Jake Paul is trying to desperately backtrack, leaking Mike Tyson had Parkinson's disease before they fought.
Code cured Tyson's Parkinson so that he could come back and fight.
Which obviously is a big deal, and we're going to get into this because having Parkinson's disease, I mean, this literally limits you from anything in boxing. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson obviously fought, and I was, a big person against this fight. I've been saying for, pretty much as soon as this fight was announced the first time, I said, look, that Mike Tyson's too old, right? Like, he probably has long, lingering health issues. I mean, at one point, he even pulled out of the fight because he was hospitalized. My consensus on the fight was always, if Mike Tyson is going in there to knock out Jake Paul, he's going to get knocked out by Jake. But if he goes out there and plays the game that Jake wants to play and, lets the fight happen, go to a distance, he will not get knocked down. That was always my take, and my worry was always that Mike Tyson was going to think, oh, he's a YouTuber, I could finish this guy and actually try to knock him out. And we saw the fight. It was a terrible fight. We all hated it, and it was just not even worth our time. It was free, and I still want my money back. And it seemed like everybody was happy. Jake and Mike got the bag. They got a lot of money. Everybody watched. Netflix won. It was a win-win for all. And everything was fine up until yesterday when Jake Paul hopped on Aiden Ross's live stream to accidentally leak that Mike Tyson probably had Parkinson's before the fight.
And then ayahuasca is really good for your brain as well. And same with Toad. Toad is what cured Mike Parkinson's. Toad cured Tyson's Parkinson so that he could come back and fight.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait, so the Parkinson's got toad, or the Parkinson's from a toad? You lick a toad? How does that work?
You smoke it.
Jake Paul has since clarified his comments, saying this is not what he meant. He didn't mean to say Parkinson's disease, but we're going to get into that tweet because there's a lot of problems with that tweet anyway. But for those of you guys that don't understand, what is Parkinson's disease? Why is this a big deal? Well, here's some of the symptoms that you can have if you have this. It says tremor, shaking hands, arms, etc., slow movement, so you're going to be a lot slower in there, stiffness, you're not able to move, muscle problems, balance problems, which you obviously need when you're throwing punches. You need to stay balanced so you don't fall over. Facial changes like drooling and things like that, speech problems, swallowing problems. I mean, this is literally all essential to boxing. Every single symptom. This would affect how you box, and the balance thing would make sense. Obviously, if you saw Mike Tyson out there, he seemed to not be as well balanced. He just seemed to look weak in there against Jake Paul, which obviously you'd expect from a 60-year-old. And so while I obviously hope that, Jake Paul did genuinely mess up, and I want to get into the tweet in a second, I honestly don't think so. I think that this is, very likely. I mean, the guy is 60 years old and was a boxer his whole life. I'm not surprised at the fact that he has Parkinson's disease. And I also am not surprised that Jake Paul would believe that taking a psychedelic would cure Parkinson's disease. Like, yeah, that does not surprise me one bit. Jake Paul is really the type of idiot to believe something like this. Yeah, like, here, Grandpa, I'm gonna cure your Parkinson's disease. Just, eat this toad I found in the woods. But like I said, Jake Paul has denied this. He tweeted out, bruh, Mike Tyson didn't have no Parkinson's. What the fuck? Why the fuck is the internet so stupid for? I misspoke. Meant to use toad to heal his pain. He has spoken about it many times, just like I do, just like many do. And this was the last straw for me, all right? This is when I knew I had to get involved in this drama, because Jake Paul to now act like we're the idiots for believing this. You're the one that said this. What else are we supposed to believe? Like, we're just not gonna take your word as anything anymore? Like, when you say something, we should have known you meant something else. Oh, my bad. Yeah, you're right. I should have known that's not what you meant, even though that's what you said 2 times.
Parkinson's.
I should have known. I should have just been able to read your mind, right? But I think this is Jake Paul backtracking, right? And that's just my opinion, guys. Obviously, I could be wrong, but I think this is him backtracking. He literally said it twice in this clip.
Toad is what cured
Mike
Parkinson's, Toad cured Tyson's Parkinson. So
he had that break and seemingly clearly was thinking about what he was going to say next. Like, how do you mess up that bad twice? And Parkinson's disease for pain? Like, what are we talking about? That's like me telling you guys that I have cancer and then being like, oh, my bad, guys. Actually, I just stubbed my toe in the hallway. Like, how did you guys not know what I meant? Like, those are 2 completely different things. Like, what are we talking about?
Wait, so the Parkinson's got toad, or the Parkinson's from a toad? You lick a toad? How does that work?
You smoke it.
Bro, even Aiden Ross asked him straight up, like, oh, you mean Parkinson's? And Jake Paul doesn't even protest. So this pissed me off enough to actually look through the records. Like, let me go see, is there any evidence of Mike Tyson, showing signs that he had Parkinson's disease? I found a few things. I mean, number one, I think it's interesting to see, Mike Tyson in the fight with Jake Paul, clearly off balance and also, biting the glove. This is obviously just pure speculation, but could this have been a result of the symptom of the drooling that we could see in Parkinson's disease, right? Could this be Mike Tyson having trouble controlling controlling that. I mean, I don't know, guys. That's just what I'm just theorizing. I know that one might be a stretch, but one that's not a stretch is this weird interview that took place now 5 years ago in 2020 during the buildup of Mike Tyson's fight with Roy Jones Jr. You know, Mike Tyson was doing this interview with Good Morning Britain, I believe, and he obviously just seemed extremely off. It went viral at the time, and yeah, like you could just tell he looks tired. I mean, he's slurring his speech more than usual.
I just want to do this. I plan on doing this for a charity exponent, and I think I'm capable of doing that, and that's what I want to do.
There have been concerns raised about the fact that you are two men in your 50s fighting each other without protective headgear. What do you think about those concerns?
Now, I've seen a lot of people say, oh, this is because Mike Tyson, he just hopped on a flight, right? He probably was just, you know, training and, you know, probably just low on sleep, doing promotion, you know, doing a lot of things on his plate, which I understand, which very well could be the case, but we're starting to see a pattern here, and it is a weird, disturbing pattern, and when you consider the fact that Mike Tyson is, you know, 60 years old, he's, you know, spent his whole life boxing, receiving a lot of brain damage, it is not shocking, and I would not be surprised at all, and a matter of fact, I honestly think that this is the case. I wouldn't be surprised if he had Parkinson's, because how do you mess up that bad? Like, how do you say Parkinson's instead of getting hurt? Like, how is that thought even in your head? And then for Jake Paul to gaslight us, like, we're the idiots, like, come on, dude. I don't know who he's gonna fight next, Jake. I mean, like, the Canelo fight fell through. He's taking L's after L's, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. You guys are the best fan base in MMA. Check out my last video where I talked about John Jones, you know, crashing out, going drunk on IG Live. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share, and I'll see you guys in the next one.